Revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. InRavio.com.
Hey, we're live. We're back.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back to Saturday Night on the Sound.
August 2nd.
That's right, 2014. We are live here with you. Hope you like it, love it, enjoy it. We're back after it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, we missed the last month in July.
Summer vacation.
Yeah, so a little July 4th vacation.
There we go.
Summer is flying by very quickly. It's unbelievable how fast it's going by. We're already halfway through the summer, and Labor Day is right around the corner.
You know, and Matt and you and I were discussing, really, believe it or not, the weather this summer, some people have been saying, oh yeah, it's really been hot. Actually, it hasn't been that hot at all. I mean,
no.
The 90 degree maybe once or twice this year.
Been a lot of humidity, that's why.
Right, yeah. Right. But overall, it has not been a bad summer. As far as even the weekends have been pretty good.
No, they've been beautiful. At nighttime, it gets down around high 60s,
right.
Low 70s, so it's been very comfortable. It's not a bad summer so far. Today, actually, it's been a little cool. It
a little drizzle, sun, rain, whatever.
Around 68 degrees, and you don't get that much in August. Normally, it's really hot.
Right. So it's just Matt and I tonight. Marissa is in Chicago.
That's right. She's checking out, what was it, Lollapalooza?
Lollapalooza.
And Mike Lolly's off today celebrating his dad's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Lolly.
That's right, Mr. Lolly. Hope you're having a good time. And it was his son's birthday the other day, too. Happy birthday to Austin Lolly.
Wow.
If you guys are watching it, hope you guys are doing well. We miss you, buddy.
Yep.
We'll get you back for the next one in September.
That's right. September, and then school will be back.
Yes, if you can believe it.
But, you went on vacation. I've been away.
Yes.
Mike's been away. So
yeah, we've all been doing our own thing.
A little thing.
That's what happens in the summer.
Not traveling too far, but far enough to be away from here.
Yeah. You just were up in
Cape Cod.
Yep.
So we spent a week up in Cape Cod. This is the second year we did that. And really, we just hung out at the beach. I was telling Matt the first time I went crabbing with the kids, so that was a lot of fun, just catching them and then releasing them later on in the day. Did some kayaking. Have never done that. I truly enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And you went down to Williamsburg.
Yeah, down to Virginia. Went over to Williamsburg, did a little Busch Gardens, a little bit of Colonial Williamsburg, and then came back. Drove up back up here east and stopped home, dropped the kids off, and then went, Lisa and I, my wife and I, went up to Lake George.
Wow,
so,
nice.
Yeah, so it was a good time. Lake George was beautiful. We stayed at the Sagamore. Really nice place.
And you say you have a very busy couple of weeks at work, it sounds
Yes.
like, coming up. You'll be traveling all
Yeah, I
over
was glad
the
I had
place.
2 weeks off.
Yeah, I think you're going to need an extra month after that.
I might need another 2 weeks coming up. But yeah, August is going to be a busy time. We got just some business trips, and got the U.S. Open coming up, which is a big thing for us. So a lot of things going on.
And we're going to talk about a few things tonight that's happened in the month of August. We're going to talk about Woodstock, MTV, the usual birthdays in August, famous deaths, history, and anything else you want to discuss. So if you want to give us a call at 1-855-446-7284.
That's right.
So,
we'll talk to you live on the air. So all those people liking it, checking us out right now, hop on in, give us a call, and let us know how we're doing. Or if you want to get in the conversation.
That's true. So why don't we take a quick break, and then we'll come back.
Sure.
And we'll start with, what do you want to start with?
Well, I mean, we got a whole array of things. We'll talk about Woodstock's 45th anniversary, like you said.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, 45 years. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And also, MTV just celebrated their 33rd anniversary, so we're going to be talking about some music videos.
Yes, exactly.
From the beginning in the 80s all the way through to the 90s, and maybe we'll touch a little bit on the 2000s.
Can you guess what the first 10 videos was?
Oh, Charles actually has that list. I know number 1.
We all know what number 1 is.
We all know what number 1
We should know what number 1
we'll
is.
discuss that in a minute.
But it was an interesting array of music back then as compared to now. So it's very interesting to see the change.
Yes.
So we'll be back.
We'll be back in a minute, guys. Stay tuned.
InRavio.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Show on Saturday on the Sound.
That's right.
I guess it's
two
like
of us today.
It's like Kelly and
Michael. We just doesn't do it anymore. He's retired. I'll be Michael.
There you go. How do I look? Well, like we said, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight, and like Matt said, we're going to talk about MTV, Woodstock, and there's also a segment usually that Mike and myself usually do with history, sports, music, birthdays, etc. So on this date, on August 2nd, in history, in 1776, the formal signing of the U.S. Declaration of Independence by 56 people. I don't know who the 56 people were, but that's what it said.
You know, John Hancock was one. He signed it.
Really? John Hancock, really big, just like that. John. In 1858, the first mailboxes were installed in Boston and New York City streets.
Very nice.
All right. 1909, the first Lincoln Head pennies were minted And they're still around, even though
Yes.
they're trying to get rid of them.
Do you know what the original penny was?
Was it an Indian head?
It was an Indian head. Very good.
Was it a famous Indian or was it generic?
I don't know. I don't know the Indian's name. It was just an Indian head penny. That's all I know.
All right, I figured I'd throw that out there. All right. 1967, U.S.'s Lunar Orbiter 5 launched. In 1991, the space shuttle STS-43 Atlantis 9 launched. So, as we know by now, the space shuttle program has been finished.
Yes.
And who knows now what we're going to be doing in space nowadays.
I'll come up with something.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
vacations.
Sports is big in August.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing
go
also
ahead.
today, Iraq actually invaded Kuwait, which started the Gulf War back
really?
in 1990. Yes.
Wow,
On this date,
okay.
August the 2nd,
Wow.
back in 1990,
Okay.
the Gulf War started.
Oh, dude, that's
Yeah,
wow.
and Adolf Hitler also became the Führer back in 1934,
very good.
which started World War II right after that. So a lot of things happened on
Oh,
a
in
lot of
August.
bad things happened
Lot
on
of
August
bad
2nd.
things, too.
And like we said, for August 1st, MTV started back in 1981, 33 years.
Right.
And coming up in August, I think it was 17th, will be the 45th anniversary of Woodstock.
Right.
So a lot of things happen in August. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
and like for sports too, August has always been a big month because it's the convergence of football, baseball, Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, Michael Strahan from the New York Giants is being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Ah, man.
That's right.
Big Blue.
That's right. 1959, Willie McCovey hit his first home run as a Giant.
Yeah.
1967, Pete Rose hits a home run from both sides of the plate. He was the first player to do that.
Yep.
And actually, there was a story about Pete Rose in the newspaper over the Hall of Fame weekend that he's still trying to get back into Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
At some point, he has to give it up.
And this was a sad day in history for the New York Yankees. In 1979, catcher Thurman Munson died in his private plane at the age of 32 in, I believe it was Canton, Ohio.
Yes.
1982, Ricky Henderson steals his 100th base. First ever player to steal 100 bases twice.
Wow.
In 1992, our team, the New York Mets,
That's right.
Tom Seaver was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He had 311 wins. He was a 3-time Cy Young Award winner. And he is still the only player in the Hall of Fame to get the most votes ever. I forget
bad.
what the percentage was, but it was like 97% or
Back
something.
when the Mets were good.
Okay, in music. In 1961, the Beatles began their engagement as regular headliners at Liverpool's Cavern Club. In 1963, Eric Clapton quits the Roosters to form Casey Jones and the Engineers. Sounds like a Grateful Dead song.
It does. Well, Casey Jones was a great
That's right.
actually.
And 2000, Madonna's video Music premiered. Now let's some famous birthdays. 1924, Carol O'Connor was born from All in the Family.
Archie.
Archie, exactly.
All in the Family.
I think that was a sitcom that changed everything.
It was a great sitcom.
It was a
fun.
great sitcom. I mean, there was a lot of spin-offs from that show, too.
It was, yeah,
The
yeah,
Jeffersons was a big one.
Yeah, they did Archie's Place afterwards.
Yeah, that's right, after Edith passed away.
Yes.
Poor Edith. She got the raw end of the stick there.
Yes.
1932, Peter O'Toole was born.
Okay.
And he just recently passed away, I believe.
Yes, he did. Columbo did, yes.
Yes. And in 1964, Mary Louise Parker was born.
Nice.
Now we go to the morbid side of things.
Oh, boy. He's bringing us down right away,
Well,
Charlie.
you know, but you know.
15 minutes into the show and you're already talking
I'm
about
sorry.
death.
I'm sorry. I'll pick a couple here, okay? Mm-hmm. 1998, Shari Lewis, famous for the puppeteer
Yes.
Lamb
Oh, yeah,
Chop.
Lamb Chop, yes.
She passed away. Mm-hmm. Okay, we were just talking about the Grateful Dead. August 9th, 1995, Jerry Garcia dies at the age of 53.
Yeah.
August 10th.
And they're still touring to this day.
That's right. August 10th, 2008, Isaac Hayes dies at 65.
Oh, yeah.
And then the big one this month,
Yeah.
August 16th, 1977, the king of rock and roll.
That's right, Elvis.
Elvis Presley dies at Graceland at the age of 42.
Yeah, he had a heart attack, actually.
Yes, and here's an interesting note.
While
that-
on the throne, actually.
Well, the king on the throne.
Go ahead.
Throw the bell. Interesting tidbit about Elvis. Elvis Presley was supposed to perform at the Nassau Coliseum on April 22nd, 1977, so he never made it. So
You know what? Speaking about the Presleys, yesterday, back in 1994, August 1st, 1994, Michael Jackson married Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley.
Wow, I didn't know
Yes.
that. I didn't realize that. Wow, so August is a big month
It
for the
is.
Presleys.
There's a lot of stuff. Father passed away, and Lisa Marie got married.
All right, okay. Now here's something we did the last time: real names of famous people. So I'm going to test you, Matt. Ready?
I never get this right. Go on.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea,
Jackson.
Jermaine Jackson, I don't know. Samuel Jackson?
No, it's Ice Cube.
Oh, had no clue.
Okay, here's one. Okay, she's very famous now. She's had a lot of top songs in the last maybe year and a half. Ella Maria Lanny Yelich O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor?
No.
That's a long name.
Lord.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, did not know that.
Okay, here's another famous one.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you a hint on this one. Peter Gene Hernandez. Okay,
Okay.
he performed at a big sporting event.
Billy Joel?
No, a big sporting event.
Uh,
Giant Stadium.
Bruno Mars?
Very good.
Ah,
There you go.
All right, look at that. Thank God for it.
I'll give you one more, okay? William Michael Albert Broad.
What's the hint?
He was Popeye, how's
Robin Williams?
Moni?
Oh, Billy Idol.
Billy Idol, there you go, very
Another one.
good.
Thank God for hints. Whoa, Popeye fit into that.
Ooh, there you go. All right, I'm going to throw you out a couple of quotes.
Okay, I'm going to get these wrong too.
Okay.
Go on.
The truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a time, but it ain't going away.
I don't know.
Elvis Presley.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Was that a lyric in a song? Or
I don't
something?
know, no. Okay, this one you should get.
Okay.
Lose your dreams and you might lose your mind. Come on.
Boy, if this is a quiz show, I would have nothing right now. Thank God I'm not playing
The
for
line
prizes.
is from Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, Mick Jagger?
Very good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's one. Music is about the only thing left that people don't fight over.
I don't
Alex,
know.
for 2000.
Jay-Z and Beyonce right now?
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Okay, now this one you should get.
Okay.
This is a
I have gotten
cartoon
none
character.
yet.
This is a cartoon character.
Okay, if it's What's
Okay.
Up Doc, I'll probably get it, but go on.
Watch me paste that pathetic palooka with a powerful pachydermis percussion pitch. Come on, it's a famous cartoon. Warner Brothers cartoon.
Bugs Bunny.
Very good.
Okay.
There you go.
See, I guess that even before you said it, I'd said Bugs Bunny.
Well, that's all I have for
All
that.
right,
Okay.
that's fine. So we're coming off of the World Cup recently,
Oh, that
the big
was
soccer tournament.
That was a tremendous tournament. this
Yes,
year.
I got to say, you know what? It was probably one of the tournaments for soccer that I can remember actually was so popular. I mean, it wasn't even like that 4 years ago.
And the interesting thing is, you know, we played very well, and we really
US did well.
And we played Germany very well,
Yes.
and Germany got like when the next game they lost by what 4 goals?
Yeah.
It was amazing. So the United States had a great showing, but on Sports Talk Radio, they were talking about why it was so popular this year more than the other years.
Right.
And one of the reasons they said because it was in our time zone, so we were
Right.
able
Well,
to
yeah,
watch.
the games were
all-
live and
right.
during prime time.
Right.
It was crazy. In the afternoon, you would go by any of the bars or anything like that, and they would be packed. It was absolutely amazing just to see people hanging out, watching. I mean, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, people were leaving, to get an early lunch or late lunch and
Right.
staying all the way
well,
through for the
you're
games.
you're familiar with all the bars on Stone Street downtown.
Yeah.
That thing was like you were in Europe. It was packed.
yeah, it was
people.
crazy.
I mean, like you said, people went down at 12 o'clock for
Yeah.
the first game, and they just watched it for the whole,
Yeah,
the whole thing.
It was amazing, but it was the first time that I can remember just the level of excitement, the people getting into it. They were great, some really great games. Congratulations to Germany on winning it this year.
Yes.
Now we'll see in another 4 years who comes out. Maybe the U.S. team will be even better.
Yeah, maybe.
In 4 years, and maybe take the cup.
You never know. You never know in these games, because a couple of times the United States had these chances with open nets,
Yep.
and or times where they just hit the post a
Right.
couple of times. So you say, wow, they were. What would have happened if they did reach the finals?
Yeah.
Would
I
they
don't
have?
think they ever would have.
No, but I'm saying, but
Yeah.
they did not get eliminated quickly, and
Correct,
that was,
yeah.
and their
Yeah.
goalie was outstanding in the last game.
They played well, I gotta say. And now it'll be another 4 years before anybody has talks about soccer again. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be a while.
exactly.
Although they are trying to get some teams, I think in Manhattan, they're trying to get a New York team now. Besides the Red Bulls, they're shooting for another team in New York. So.
Well, they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing at Yankee Stadium.
At Yankee Stadium,
Yes,
yeah.
So they're trying to build that stadium, like you said, along with the Red Bulls. So who knows? Who knows? I mean,
So we'll see. I mean, kids are playing it more now than ever. Actually, there was a thing that people were talking about that more kids are playing soccer now than baseball. So
which
they're
I
worrying
believe.
about
Which I believe that.
not
I mean,
having good players in the future for baseball because the kids, just aren't into it as much. It's not as fun or exciting as soccer is. So.
Well, the biggest thing they say, well, it's boring, just standing around. I guess it was different, like when you and I were growing up. It's like the other sports were there, but with baseball, it always seemed that you always were able to get a pickup game together.
Right.
And nowadays, it doesn't seem that way.
No,
It's
I mean, kids go over to each other's house. They go, hey, you get a ball, and they run out in the backyard. They kick it around.
Right, and that's
it's
it.
an easy game to play.
Right, or they shoot a basketball.
Yeah, you don't need anything except for a ball.
That's
too,
right. That's right. So we'll see where that takes us in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Right now there's a lot of turmoil in the world, in the Middle East. So that's who knows where that's going to take us, because right now that is such a volatile situation, and the downing also of the airplane, the Malaysian airliner. What was it? Last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever.
2 weeks ago, I think.
And it's kind of ironic that they lost one plane 3 months ago that they've never
and now
found.
another one got shot down.
Another one got shot down.
Yeah.
So it's a really dangerous
Let's
time
hope
out there.
let's hope nothing bad happens. It's not a good time to travel.
No, it really
and
isn't.
go places. So.
No, so.
Yeah, but I mean, things happen. This is what happens. The world, every
It's
couple of
cyclical.
years,
It's cyclical.
it just comes around. Something shakes up and disturbs everything in the world, and then things go back into a lull and go back to normal.
Right,
So we
right.
just hope that this doesn't turn into anything, or it doesn't turn into another big war.
Right.
And then we come out of it, fine and okay.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing.
Yeah. So
Woodstock.
You want to talk about a little bit of Woodstock? Yeah.
Yeah, why
It's
not?
the 45th anniversary, and this was right up in upstate New York here, not too far from our own backyard here in Long Island.
Right.
It was a 3-day peace and love music festival that was just outdoors in this big lawn out up
Some
in
guy's
upstate New
farm.
York.
What was
Some
his,
guy's
what
farm.
was it? I forget his name. Yazzer's Farm or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was just absolutely amazing that they were able to put this concert for 3 days together, have some unbelievably big names that played it. I mean, when you're talking about over the 3 days, and you can never do this again. I mean,
Oh,
Richie
no.
Havens, you had
Jimi
Hendrix, who closed it on the last day.
And he played the Star Spangled Banner, right?
Yes, he did.
His famous recording.
Famous recording that they still play to today. Grateful
Right.
Dead was there. The Who was there. Jefferson Airplane played the end show on the second to last night on the Saturday.
Wasn't Janis Joplin there? No. Was that after she passed? I'm not
No,
sure.
no, she was still alive because she died around the same time as Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
I
that's
believe
right.
she was there. I don't
Right,
think she
right.
performed. The band, and they even had such groups as Sha Na Na there, which was kind of odd.
It's like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Or Sha Na Na.
Right. I mean, you just mentioned all these great things. Joe Cocker and the Grease Band, he was there.
Right.
I mean, you had some unbelievable things, and then you had Sha Na Na performing. And Sha Na Na actually performed right before Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, jeez.
So talk about a real doesn't kind of fit opening act.
No, seeing Bowser up there, you know.
Yeah, doing the good night, sweetheart. Do, 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 do. But yeah, Cretin's Clearwater Revival. But yeah, Janis did perform. She's right here. She performed before Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh, Sly, okay. Did the Who play? No, did the Who play?
The Who played, yeah, I mentioned
that.
they played right after this, on the second night, right before Jefferson Airplane. But you know, the amazing thing, and I actually saw a ticket for it. You know how much tickets cost back then for this 3-day festival?
$250?
No, a little more than that.
All right, $25.
Less than that, $7.
For 3 days?
Yeah, $7
Wow.
ticket. It was absolutely amazing. I saw our actual ticket stub. I don't know if it was $7 per day or $7, but it was $7. I mean, what can you get for $7? You can't even get a fast food value meal for $7 nowadays. And you got an unbelievable show, an unbelievable
that you will
concert.
Never get, even though they try to duplicate it.
Yeah, back in, what was that, in the 90s, 95 or something like that.
You can't
they tried to do it,
duplicate it.
and it did not go over as well. Well, that was mud stock more than anything else.
Right.
It rained. It was just mud all over the place. They couldn't control it. I don't think they would ever be able to do anything like this again because of just too many promoters involved, too much money involved,
and also logistics.
The logistics and everything else. I mean, it was just a special time, but unbelievably, it was 1969, so it was 45 years ago. It started on the 15th of August and ran through to the 17th of August.
Yeah.
So that whole weekend, people just got treated to an unbelievable show.
Yeah, like we said, is like, where can you put all these acts together again? It's like with Band Aid in the 80s, late 80s, 90s. You can't do
like
that.
85.
You can't do that again.
Yeah, no.
There's no way you could duplicate something.
And that was just for one song. This is just
right.
I mean, a 3-day concert.
Right.
Unbelievable. But and then they actually filmed Woodstock the movie during that point. In 1970, they came out with Woodstock the movie. So.
Which is very interesting to watch because it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Again, a massive humanity in a small upstate New York town.
Right.
That's like saying, oh, let's do this out of Jones Beach.
Yeah. Well, it was a little bigger than Jones Beach.
Yeah, I know that. But
I don't think you fit all those people at Jones Beach. But just, we figured it's August. We had to make a little mention to it just, while we were here on Saturday on the Sound, since we do talk a lot about different things with music. The different years, so we want to make sure we just give a little salute out to Woodstock and their 45th
and all those
anniversary.
people who are now probably in the late 60s,
late 60s, 70s, yeah.
They're driving around in their buggies, their bugs, their Volkswagens,
Volkswagen buses.
Trying
to get people
the
to
flower
go back
people.
Up. It was funny. Lolly and I, we were upstate New York one time, and we were not too far from Woodstock, and I remember getting off the exit. This is younger in college, and saying, "Oh, Woodstock." And we were looking around, and I don't know what we were trying to think or thought we were going to see.
All you were going to see was a farm.
It was just a big farm and a big grassy field, and we're looking around going, "All right, well, this is where it happened." Nice. And we got back in the car, turned back around, got back on the
There you go.
You went back home.
Hey, you can say you were there.
We went to Woodstock.
Well,
we think we were there at the right place. We don't know. It's a lot of big farms and a lot of grassy fields up there. There's not much up there.
Yeah, exactly.
But they definitely put Woodstock on the map. So cool. So we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we are going to get into some of those great 1980s and 1990s videos.
And when we say great, they are great.
Oh yeah, there's some awesome videos, stuff that you grew up on. We're going to take it back in time to, just review the beginning years of MTV. We'll be back.
InRavio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or the flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
This is Joe Larson from the 505 Racing Show, live every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Watch as I dive into everything from NASCAR and motor racing, only on InRavio.com.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
There you go. Welcome back to Saturday on the Sound. That's right, everybody. You're tuned in live with Charles Cesaro and Matt Forsyth. Out tonight is Marissa Pizza and Mike Lally. That's right. They will be back for our next show in September.
September.
Yes, you believe it?
No.
I can't believe we're already
See
talking
you in
about
September. Don't sing it. Tim.
Yes. Before you know it, will be the Christmas show. It's
Oh,
amazing.
God, no, please,
Hey,
no.
it's going by quick.
Well, before we went to commercial break, you gave a teaser out there about MTV.
That's right. Yeah, we were talking about it before yesterday, August 1st. Back in 1981, MTV debuted for the first time.
Yes.
And during that first time, 33 years ago, the very first music video that they played was...
Video killed the radio.
That's
star.
right, and it did actually.
It did. That
it
is
kind of
true.
changed it a little bit,
Yes,
you know?
it did. It was-
because once MTV launched, things were never the same. Videos became an important part of the music industry.
But it's very interesting as we talk about it, where MTV is now as opposed to back then.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Well, yeah. MTV, when it first started, for all those younger people out there that don't realize this, when MTV first came out, it was all about music videos.
That's all it was.
Music video television, you know? And all they did was show music videos all day, all night. They had the great, clever ad campaign of I Want My MTV.
Right.
You used to see it on your regular TV stations. I remember, because we didn't have cable growing up, but I remember seeing those commercials going, oh, that's pretty cool. I do want my MTV too.
And the interesting about, it wasn't just watching bands perform. It was actually creative videos with stories. And of course, the big one is the Thrill, Michael Jackson's Thrill. Nobody
can
can
get to that. Don't spoil it.
I won't, but that's a teaser. That's a teaser. But there was creative artistry behind the videos back then.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they started going, like you said, most of the time when you saw a band or you see old footage from a band, it was, performing on, the Tonight Show or the Dick Cavett Show or,
Bandstand.
Ed Sullivan Bandstand, all those classic TV shows that you could only really see your favorite bands on, and you got to see them perform. There wasn't much to it. Maybe they had cool backgrounds or those psychedelic things going across the screen. But realistically, come that 1981 time period, then all of a sudden bands started coming and filming things off site, not at a show or anything like that, and they progressed and they got better with time. Starting with the very first video they showed, like you said, Video Killed the Radio Star by the Bungles, and then going on from there, what else did they show that day?
Okay, the first 10 videos played that day. The second one was You Better Run by Pat Benatar.
Right.
She Won't Dance With Me by Rod Stewart. You Bet, The Who. Little Susie's on.
Whoever thought the Who had a video?
I know.
that
Little
before that?
Susie's on the Up. I don't remember that. PhD.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Cliff Richard's We Don't Talk Anymore.
Oh, God, I remember that song.
The Pretenders' Brass in Pocket.
Yes.
Todd Rundgren, Time Heals.
Yeah, he also had Banging on Drum All Day.
That's true. Take It on the Run, REO
Speedwagon,
Speedwagon.
yeah,
And
that's
then
a good song.
rounding off the first 10 was Rockin' to Paradise by Styx.
Styx, yeah.
So as you can see, it's like in that top 10, there were a lot of rockers and different styles of rock and roll music at that point.
But yeah, you got to realize, you were going through a big change, coming off of the 70s, where in the early 70s, the late 60s, you had the bands and stuff like that. The early 70s had the same thing too, and then you got into the disco music in the late 70s. Then coming into these, kind of new wave artists, such as the Bungles,
Right.
Coming up with videos, and you had the rockers like, Pat Benatar, the Who kind of clinging on still in '81
Right,
with
right.
videos and things like that. Rod Stewart was big in the 70s,
Right.
transitioning into the 80s.
Right.
So it was kind of a change time period.
And then you had the up and coming groups, like at that point, REO Speedwagon kind of was getting a big following back then, and also Styx. But like
Dennis DeYoung and Styx.
Exactly. But again, getting back now, if you take what MTV did in '81, then I almost take that as saying that also launched stuff for television shows later on. And the biggest one that I look at, which probably MTV influence, was Miami Vice.
Yes, well, Miami Vice back in 1984 when it came on, the premise and the whole thing that they said was, let's make an MTV Cops, basically.
Right, and that also was done.
Well, the way they filmed a lot of the Miami Vice stuff, it was done like a music video.
Music video,
there
right.
Was, they would play the song, and the way that it was shot, you looked at it and you're like, oh wow, this is like its own music video.
Right,
so
exactly.
They did a really cool thing with that. Had the newest and hippest bands out at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So it was very cool. But actually, what really transcended everything was back in 1983 when Michael Jackson came out with Thriller. Michael Jackson before this had broken through with Billie Jean. You remember that? Where he would step on the sidewalk and it would light up. And then also with Beat It. But really, he took it to the next level with Thriller by bringing that on and then making it like a movie.
It was a 40-minute video or something like that?
Yeah, they actually sold it on VHS tapes at the time, going back to those things. Yeah, that was before DVDs, kids, or Blu-rays.
Yeah, DVDs didn't exist back then yet.
But yeah, he did this back in 1983. To this day, people still emulate it, still talk about the video. It was probably the video that just changed everything.
Right.
And just, made everybody step up to the next level.
Right, because at that point, pretty much everybody's videos kind of had a little storyline. But Michael Jackson's not only had the great song, you had the artist who was a great dancer.
Yeah.
Then you had the creativity.
Well, people still do dances today.
Right. Then
my daughter's dancing school, her competition team actually went and did a dance to Thriller.
Right.
Because it's still popular to this
Right.
day.
And then you had the creativity of the makeup artists.
Yes.
That transformed Michael Jackson
For all
into...
intents and purposes, it was a movie.
Right.
It was like filming a mini movie. It also, gave him the title King of Pop.
Right.
That's,
And Vincent Price also was part of it.
Vincent Price was in it,
Yeah,
yes.
so,
He was in the
I
end.
mean, here you got Vincent Price, Michael Jackson,
Right.
and a bunch of other people to create this wonderful, even if you weren't a Michael Jackson fan, you cannot knock what he basically created and jump-started.
Oh yeah, no, he totally changed the way that music was, defined what pop was, and just came out with an unbelievable video. And that wasn't the only one. There was just tons of videos after that. From Bad to that video Black and White
Yes.
to Remember the Time. I mean, almost every song that he had a video to. I mean, you remember the videos. It's that amazing, you know.
Right,
you can't do that with many other bands.
No, you can't do that with many other bands unless there was some unique thing that they did in the
Yeah,
video.
that's a one-off. I'm talking
Right.
about this every time he
No,
did something.
no,
It was just huge.
Right. I'm sure.
Yeah, Smooth Criminal, where
Yep.
you know where he does the thing with the wearing the fedora
hat.
hat and then leans over.
Right.
I mean, just time after time, he just hit it right with every video.
Right, and then there was another video. I think you have it down, but
Mm-hmm.
if it was also a creative kind of video, was Aha's "Take on Me."
Yeah. Well, first I was going to talk about going down in the order. That same
Okay,
year in
go ahead,
'83
go ahead.
was Cyndi Lauper with "Girls Just
Oh
Want to
yeah,
Have Fun."
how could we forget that one?
Yeah, and that was another video that it was just a cool video. You know, you had Cyndi Lauper out there with the red hair and the shaved head on the side, dancing around. Captain Lou Albano was in the
right.
video.
Yes.
For you wrestling fans out there, that kind of just made that whole wrestling
era.
rock connection. You know, the rock music people getting into the wrestling people getting into rock music, into the videos and things like that.
Right.
It spawned a whole thing. You know, created even Hulkamania. If you,
Hulkamania,
you know?
that's true.
I mean, just something with with that video. It was just it's a popular song. It's still played to this day.
Yep.
My daughter hears it. She sings and dances to it.
It's a catchy tune.
It's a
I
very
mean,
catchy
it's a very
tune.
catchy tune.
And the video was just funny. With her beating up Captain Lou.
Right,
and,
Captain Lou.
And dancing in the colorful outfits. She defined an era of the '80s on the clothes that she wore. So,
Right.
it was. So I would say that probably was another one that in that same year time period in 1983 was another significant video with Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Right.
Then getting into 1985, Aha with Take on Me changed it all by not doing just your traditional regular video. They actually went and changed it into a cartoon strip.
Right.
So they made it like
Reality meets cartoon,
meets
the comic book. Yeah.
It was like a black and white comic book, and he sees this girl inside the comic book, and he's looking at her, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the video, he goes into the comic book
Right.
and gets into it. And it was just cool. There's one part where they showed the screen where she's in the comic world, he's in the real, and then flips it. And
Right.
then they went and they both meet together, and he pulls her out of the comic book world.
And that's also another song that also is a catchy tune where
Very catchy.
Very catchy. And actually, I went to see them in concert at Radio City. And there was two. We were blown away by the screaming people, the girls.
I'm surprised.
I couldn't even hear the music.
I'm surprised. It's funny. Outside of the United States, Aha had a lot of hits.
Yes, they did
were
have a
actually
lot of hits.
Big outside over in Europe and,
Right.
and places like that. Just in America, they're really just known for the one hit.
The one-hit wonder, as they call them.
So, and then the next one, going into 1986. Peter Gabriel with Sledgehammer.
Okay.
With that stop animation
Yes.
motion
Yes.
technology that they were
Yeah.
using. It was something like the California Raisins were doing
Oh,
at the
yeah.
time and stuff
Yeah.
like that. The stop animation, Sledgehammer became a huge hit, and then all of a sudden, they had the train running around his head, and
Right.
the watermelons coming
Yeah.
out and everything
Yeah.
else. So it was really cool, It was
forgot about that
something
one.
that earned him the 1987 MTV VMA award that
Oh,
year.
okay.
So,
He won the Spaceman, huh?
yeah, he won a Spaceman, and actually Aha in '85, I'm sorry, 1986 actually won a music video award
Okay.
too for there. So just some significant things. The next song in that same year, in 1986, Run DMC and Aerosmith paired together
Walk This Way.
to do Walk This Way. So they had Walk This Way through Aerosmith originally, and then they paired up then with Run DMC. They had a hip hop portion to it, and what happened was in the video actually, Steven Tyler's in one part and Run DMC's in the other, and then they wound up breaking the wall down and then jamming together,
Right.
which was a significant thing of putting hip hop on the map.
Right.
It was something that started becoming big and all that, but then for Aerosmith to lend its credibility to it, really kind of broke the wall down, just like in the video.
Yeah.
Merging the two together, and then Run DMC just became just tremendously huge after.
Well,
that.
and that probably, like you said, started to change the direction that MTV probably
Yes.
was going to
Yeah.
suddenly make
well,
that
yeah,
switch.
they started doing the Yo MTV raps,
Right,
and,
right.
and rap music became more prevalent, more part of hip hop, and the hip hop started becoming more on MTV, and became more mainstream, where it wasn't prior to this.
Right.
And then our next artist, actually, I picked two videos to talk about with her. In 89 and then in 90, Madonna had two videos that were of some significance. In 1989 was Like a Prayer.
And the other one, Papa Don't Preach?
And no, I didn't do Papa Don't Preach.
Okay.
I actually picked Vogue.
Oh, okay.
Because to this day, people are still voguing out there.
Okay.
Actually, Katy Perry at her concert, I heard, does a version of Vogue.
Oh, really?
And still is doing the Vogue out there.
Okay.
I mean, she started a dance craze. But Papa Don't Preach actually cost her Pepsi sponsorship.
Yes.
Because of all the symbolism.
Yes.
And, the crosses and stuff
Yep,
like that.
Because that was a very
touchy time.
Touchy time at that point.
And
yes.
it was something that people just didn't do. But yeah, when she did it, caused a lot of chatter, a lot of eyebrows going up.
Yes.
With all the religious imagery on it. But she lost the Pepsi sponsorships that she had going on. But to this day, people still talk about it. It was a video that just really spawned a lot of what's it called? Controversy. Thank you.
There you go.
Controversy. There was tongue tied there.
So
And she's still causing controversy.
right,
to
and
this
it's
day.
almost like you could put her and Michael Jackson pretty much.
Well, they were the 80s. Yeah.
They were the 80s.
Yeah, they were the 80s. And then, as she transcended in the 90s, coming out with Vogue and
Right.
creating a whole dance and, opposing thing and, stuff like that. So that was Madonna. Also in 1990, you can't never forget the great stylings of Mr. MC Hammer. Can't touch this.
No,
So
can't touch it.
yeah, I was just saying. I mean, to this day, people still use
Everybody
that.
still says it, can't touch
But
it.
also just the dance of him going across the floor this
Yeah,
way and across
yeah,
the floor
people
this way
that-
with the big baggy balloon pants
Yes.
that people started wearing.
Yep.
Shiny balloon pants.
Oh yeah, well, I had
So-
20 of those. Yeah, sure.
But then in 1991, music started to change, and you started getting out of that whole pop thing, the boy band thing that was happening with New Kids on the Block and such, and people started getting into, more of the garage music, the grunge music coming out of Seattle.
Nirvana.
And our next band, Nirvana, really went and symbolized the change, and was kind of the first, that got people into it, and led to a lot of bands coming out, such as like Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. They paved the way for these guys. Candlebox later on, but this Seattle sound, this grunge music, and then their video became very popular.
Yes.
They even, not just the song, but the video became popular. And then the song, when they did acoustic versions and everything else.
Right.
It just changed music, and Green Day came out.
Right,
There was just so much that came out after 1991 with Nirvana kind of paving the way.
Yeah. So again, there's another group that started another trend, like you're saying, and it's, still to this day, there are still groups or people who, present day artists, when they're influenced, they'll say, well, Kurt Cobain, Nirvana. So there's these people.
Yeah, they've
who-
influenced a lot of
right.
people, not only at the time, but even in today's generation.
Well, that's the thing. There's always these select few people, no matter what generation they're from. It always seems that up-and-coming artists, when you hear them speak about who their influences are, you're going to hear the Beatles, you're going to hear the Michael Jacksons,
Right.
you're going to hear Madonna, you're going to hear Nirvana. So there's always these trendsetters. Now, I don't know if there's anybody in this day and age who you can say is really a trendsetter.
Oh, there's a bunch of
Do
them.
you think so?
Yeah,
I
there's a
don't
lot of
think
people
so.
that influence. Yeah, there's a lot of people
No,
out there.
I don't think
I mean, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I don't know if is it to the extent that the Michael Jackson and the Madonna. Do you think it's
Yeah,
to
I would
that?
say
Do
so.
you think
Yeah,
so?
Definitely. Yeah, I would say so. I would say that these the people of today. I mean, you got to realize there's a lot of influences from yesterday. That's why a lot of people sample the music into
Right.
it and all that.
Right.
And people's music styles have changed. They're not into the bands as much anymore. They're
Right.
more into rap music and hip hop and more into dance music and techno and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
Just music styles have changed. But I mean, there's people out there. I mean, Katy Perry.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You could say she's had more #1 hits right now than Paul McCartney has.
Yeah.
So that's an influence right there.
Right,
You don't think
right.
she's going to influence people?
Yeah,
in the future?
yeah.
I mean, there's a
Well,
lot.
then you could say that also Taylor Swift too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people. It's just different things change, and it's different people. I mean, Beyonce, talking about music videos in the the turn of millennium, she she came out with the single ladies, with the
Right.
whole, you know, the,
Right,
the
right,
hand
right,
thing.
right,
To
right.
this day, people still do it. Obama just did it recently.
Oh, did he?
Better put a ring on. He put his hand up in the
Oh,
wedding
yeah.
band. I mean, come on, you know. I mean, still influencing people to this day and age. You know, so I mean, there is a lot of influences now in today's day and age. It just might not be something you listen to, but you know, I'm sure your kids listen to.
Right,
and they're gonna be
no,
influenced by
I-
it, you know.
I'm always curious to like the way trends go and like eventually like how these artists will be remembered. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that you know, these guys, you know, look, I mean, these other bands are very iconic and stuff like that.
Right.
And we remember because we grew up on them, or our parents grew up on
Right,
them.
right.
Who knows what's going to be in the future? I mean, I'm
That's true.
sure that the Beatles will always be the Beatles, you know, and
Right.
Led Zeppelin will always be Led
Right.
Zeppelin. But, you know, there are some bands out there nowadays that you never know could be the next big thing.
That's true.
And, you know, look, there's a lot of one-hit wonders out there nowadays.
right,
But
right.
so was there in the 90s,
Oh,
so
yeah.
was there in the 80s.
In
I
the
mean,
70s, too.
You know, there was a ton of them. I
Right.
mean, in the 90s, it was nothing but one-hit wonders
Right,
out there,
right.
you know? I
Yep.
mean, there was a period of the guys would just come out with one song and there's, okay, that was
Yeah,
it. The
Flock
career
of
was done.
Seagulls.
Well, it was the 80s. Yeah.
That's right.
It was the
With
80s,
the big.
the iconic hairdo. Now jumping ahead a little bit into 1995, you know, I picked Waterfall by TLC.
Oh, that was a good
just
one,
because
too.
it's a cool video. You know, you got the whole thing with the never-ending seamless pool that they're standing in. Towards the end of the video, they actually turn to water themselves,
Right.
and they're dancing just like them. You know, it was just, you know, just great photography.
Right.
You know, they did a really cool job. You know, especially they didn't have the technology in '95 that we have today.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Today we look at it and say, oh well, we see this all the time.
Right.
But back in 1995,
It
for a
was-
music video to be doing something like that,
Right.
was just, you know, something. You know, it was different. It was something you didn't see every day. So, you know, I would say, you know, Waterfall in '95 would be another one that was kind of influential. In 1997, I picked this one because I just thought it was a cool video.
Mm-hmm.
The song wasn't very popular, but it was Jamiroquai, and it was Virtual Insanity, and the video was.
I don't even
And it was funny. My
remember that.
wife never saw it either, but if you've ever seen the video, and some people are going, "Oh my God, I remember that video," I'm
Right.
sure at home. The video was really cool. It actually, the room itself was moving around, like it had couches and stuff.
Oh,
and he would
really?
dance around the couches,
I-
and he did it such a way that he looked like he was floating across the floor and everything.
okay.
As I said, the song wasn't a huge hit, but the video was probably bigger than the song itself.
Okay.
But it's just something that, you know, there was some parodies that were done to it and things like that. And it was just a video that a lot of people talked about, and just the way that things were moved around. You know, the couch, like as he came dancing across, the couch would go, and he would kind of go around it, and then the chair would move and stuff like that. So just visually, it was a different kind of video.
Okay, that one I don't remember.
You don't
at all.
remember that?
Yeah. I'll have to look that up.
You'll have to look that
Yeah.
up. And then just, you know, just to finish out the 90s, in 1998, you know, how could we not have Britney Spears on the list? So,
Yeah.
And it's funny, in a fan poll, you know, for the 80s, of course, you know, what was your favorite music video on MTV in the 80s? Was, of course, Thriller. That was the
Right.
number one.
Right.
But for the 90s, the fans picked Britney Spears.
Really?
Baby One More Time.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, you can't beat Britney Spears in a schoolgirl dress. So, you know, that
Oh,
was
keep
just
it at
something.
that.
Yeah. I mean, so that was just something that, you know, it was just, you know, she coming off the Mickey Mouse Club, then, you know, doing, you know, becoming the next breakthrough hit.
Right.
You know, it was something that caught the eye of a lot of people, and you know, I mean, made her the mega pop star that she became, and fell, you know, back down to earth again. Now I think she's doing shows in Vegas.
Yes,
she still tours every once in a
Yeah,
while.
she does.
Yeah.
She does. But I guess, like we said, we started what it said, the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Now in the 2000s though, MTV kind of really went away from the music video.
They started to, but they still showed some
Yeah,
music
I
videos.
mean,
They
I
started
haven't
doing
really
more
watched
TV
it,
and stuff like that. I mean, there was more, you know, reality
shows.
shows and things like that that started going on MTV. I mean, some of the big music videos, you know. That, you know, I'll just do like some of the top 5 that the fans voted on.
Right.
From 2000 to 2010.
Right.
Was, of course, we mentioned before, Beyonce in 2008 with Single Ladies, Rock My World by Michael Jackson in
Okay.
2001, Panic at the Disco, which is actually kind of cool. It's this wedding, circus wedding video type thing that they did. It was I Write Sins Not Tragedies. And then Britney Spears again in 2004, Toxic, you know, which
Okay,
is wearing
yes.
the very tight skin
Yes,
suit.
yes.
And then the number one, of course, was, you know, Woman Who Defined the New Music in the Millennium and his influence, 2009 Lady Gaga.
Right.
You know, with Bad Romance and, you know, with the stop action
Right.
during the video where, you know, kind of like the Matrix and stuff like that.
Now, do you think that there will be a trend back to more music videos?
Probably not, because they're making a lot, with, I mean, they have the place,
I'm
they
saying
have
like
their channels
I'm
and stuff
saying like the
that.
record albums are now coming back. Do you see artists?
I'm sure.
Probably making videos
Probably,
again.
I'm sure that at some point more artists will be, artists are always making videos.
Right.
Just, just MTV's just probably making more money on. You got to realize, people like these
Reality
type
that
shows.
cost
and
nothing
It costs
to
nothing to make, and nothing to produce. And the people are, making their own drama themselves. So,
Right, yeah.
Although I think it's scripted myself.
Yeah.
But it's just what people are into. People want mindless, numbing TV
Right.
right now. They have a hard day. There's a lot more pressures
Right.
nowadays than in years past, and they want something to come home to and make themselves feel better by watching, this
Something that's-
dysfunctional family on TV and going, you know what, my family is not as messed up as they are. You know what, I'm actually not that bad. And it becomes the water cooler gossip
Right.
at work and things like that. So.
Just like Sharknado 2.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, well, actually, we'll talk about. There's not a lot of movies coming out in August, but Sharknado, like you said, did come out the other day.
Yes, it was very interesting.
Can't believe they made it 2, and I heard they're going to make it.
They're making
third.
it 3.
So, just real quick, if you're looking, to go to the movies this weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy did come on. So it's another Marvel movie. Into the Storm, which I think looks kind of weird. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for all your kids
Yes,
out there.
yes.
Enjoyed Let It Be Cops with I think it's one of the Wayans brothers or something.
Yeah, I just saw their
looks kind of funny.
commercial for that.
Expendables 3, and then Sin City. The second Sin City is coming out. November Man, and As Above, So Below. It's a thrill movie at the end of August, and then you go into September, which is not much, and then the holidays will be coming.
There we go. So as you can see, we kind of had the gamut of subjects tonight.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about
Music,
everything.
Woodstock, month of August, like the convergence of different sports, and a lot of things, like you said, did happen in the month of August. And like you said, September is around the corner. And
It's funny, there's no holidays in August. So
no,
that's why a lot of
we
things probably
could
happen.
create our own.
We don't have anything till beginning of September, which is Labor Day. So
Labor Day.
It's, really
It's early this year too. So
yes, it is. Yeah, it's very early this year. It's the end.
So-
Literally the end of the first day of September.
exactly, and hopefully in September, I think we'll have everybody back.
Yeah, I believe everybody will be back, and we'll be back on Saturday, September 6th for our next show. And you will have the whole group together. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have some more great things. I'm sure we'll be talking about some fall stuff and what happened to Music September and all that other great stuff.
Yes. So thanks again for watching us.
Yes, enjoy the rest of your summer. Get out there, enjoy the beautiful weather, and we'll see you in September when school starts and the fall leaves are turning right away. Enjoy, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Good night.
Good night.
In review.